seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you want to be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition.
Now we're cooking. Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan Coachman. This is Madden NFL Football on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Dalvin Cook. He's back and coming off a big game a weekend ago, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Allen now looks to throw. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Not the start they envisioned. Looks like a 3-and-out, and for a team that hasn't won a game in a while, that's tough.
And what we have to look out for and keep an eye on is the same thing that their coaches are doing. Wanting to see if guys are going to get discouraged early and sag because of what's happened in the recent losing streak. Can they stay with it despite a tough first drive?
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throw in the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Defenses always have a goal of holding a runner under 100 yards. Well, he went over 150 last week, won NFC Player of the Week award honors. And guess what? He's got a chance to do it again because of that vision he has. He sees holes that maybe don't exist.
He's not going to get me. Mike 54.
To throw on 2nd down. Costello gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
To throw on 3rd down. Costello. The catch made by Miller. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Let's go.
The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in. Give me my best power running play with my best back right now. His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down. Positive. Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. They had 2 straight first downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1. From the 39, Allen, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or 2 shy. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And they have secured that spot in the playoffs, clinching the NFC North division. In fact, so for the moment, they'd be hosting a wild card game in round 1.
And that's cause for celebration because anytime you're in the playoffs, you're happy.
And it's a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And some room to roam now.
And whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are. And now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions. Some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. 55's Mike. Hit it.
Looking to throw on second down. Costello. And this one complete to Will Fuller. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Costello, and he's got Miller. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great effort there. With another touchdown, number 24 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point try good by Gano, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone, and he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Allen going to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Let's go.
Allen. And this is Cook to the ground. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Well, the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And this one complete to Smith. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Allen nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hey, let's go. Get set.
So a touchdown apiece. That's what we now proceed to the start of the second half. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And he takes this for 3 to the 29.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now, we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Ready, ready. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. You got it. Ready, ready.
On first down, Costello, and that'll be incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it's second down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Move the chains, a gain of 7 on third down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. From the gun, Costello. He finds his target, Fuller. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And some room to maneuver. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. From 8 yards out, and the Bears have taken the lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack, a milestone sack for him as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132 and a half.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He finds his man Johnson. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
Now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Bravo! Opposite. 26. Go out. Pilot, 64. Weak. Hey, rock it. Rock it.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he completes it to Cohen. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistent.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Set. 60 outlaw. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Be different.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down at the 18. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh. Hey. Check. Mike 54.
Right back to him on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll get it. Chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Here we go, set, 18, Gator. Hey, exit. Get it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy trying to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for, because they'll need to continue to rely on them to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee.
Let's go, 8 lead.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they...